for tuning live on Dr. Faith Live. I am your host tonight, Dr. Faith, and I'm so excited about tonight's interview. As you know, we have been moving right along with our God inspired dreams, living your God inspired dreams. And tonight, I have a special guest, Miss Elissa Gabrielle. She is a multimedia mogul. Let me tell you something. You are going to be inspired after tonight's interview. I cannot wait to bring her on. She's going to talk about her certifications as a publisher, as an award-winning author. She's also certified a natural health professional, as well as a certified life coach. So the interview tonight, I'm excited about, and I'm going to bring her right on so that we can have a conversation. How are you tonight, Miss Elissa Gabrielle?
I am so blessed and so happy and delighted to be here with you, Dr. Faith, and thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm happy to have you and excited to have you on because I do consider you one of my mentor publishers and authors. And let me tell you, you have been a trailblazer for decades, just really leading the way. So let me introduce you formally. I'm going to read a bit about your bio, and then we're going to start having our conversation about living your God inspired dreams. So, Miss Elissa Gabrielle hails from Newark, New Jersey. She was born and raised there. Elissa is the CEO of Peace in the Storm Publishing, and she has, get this, published well over 150 books. She's also launched the literary careers of more than 25 authors in her 15-year career as an independent publisher. Miss Elissa has been nominated for over 30 awards, and her accolades include the award-winning novel Eye of the Beholder, which is recommended by USA Today and has won Miss Elissa the Female Author of the Year, awarded by the African American Literary Awards. Elissa Gabrielle is also the president of Real Life, Real Faith Media. In that role, Elissa publishes 5 magazines: Real Life, Real Faith, Men of Faith, Women Walking by Faith, Journey to Wellness, and Wisdom for Everyday Life. Did you guys catch the array of faith building publications that this powerhouse has currently delivered and is continuously delivering? She's going to tell us a bit about those publications as well. Not only that, but this year, 2020, Elissa Gabrielle turned pain into purpose by launching Elissa Gabrielle Naturals. With a current emphasis on hair care, Elissa Gabrielle Naturals will launch skincare, health and wellness seminars, life coaching, and naturopathic services under the Dr. Elissa Gabrielle brand in the near future. Look, I want you to get ready to take your dreams to the next level with the Miss Elissa Gabrielle. Miss Elissa, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to have you on. How are you doing tonight?
Listen, I feel so blessed. My heart is so warm and so full. You read that pieces of the bio, and I just thank God for having the stamina and the endurance to do so many things. So thank you for that. That really lifted my spirits.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's the truth. I'm just reading about you, the woman, the mogul, the brand, Miss Elissa Gabrielle. So I know that I just read a very formal bio, but who is Elissa Gabrielle?
You know, I like to tell people that I am a full-time God's girl and a part-time everything else.
Love it.
So in that part-time, I am juggling many roles and wearing many hats. And
Okay.
one is wife to my beautiful husband, Lawrence. And I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. Monty and Pop is what we affectionately call them, Mom, Pop.
I love it.
I am an author, a best-selling author, an award-winning author,
Yes, you
a
are.
publisher, an award-winning publisher. I'm a screenwriter, and I'm currently shopping many of my screenplays and my teleplays for my television shows. And we're getting close, and I'm really excited about that. I'm a brand ambassador. I don't like to quite say model yet, but
Okay.
I took that on later on in life after running from it for about 20 years. So I'm
Okay.
excited to represent a couple of brands with the quote unquote modeling.
Awesome.
What else? I am a certified natural health specialist and a certified mindfulness practitioner, certified life coach, and soon to be doctor of naturopathy. So, I got a couple things that I'm doing there, and I'm excited about it all.
I'm excited for you. Thank you so much. So take us to growing up. What was it like growing up, and how has your life's experiences shaped you to be the woman that you are today?
Well, I give all the glory to God first, but after that, it would be my parents, and they are no longer with us, but I carry them with me in my heart, and my soul, and in my spirit daily, and they are who I am. So all the best parts of them has made me who I am. My mother was one of the leading female executives in the music industry when there weren't many women leading, and I
Okay.
think that's where I get my leadership from.
Very good.
And she was truly an angel. She mentored so many people, and she was just a one of a kind woman. I'll never be half the woman she was, but I am so thankful to God that she birthed me. And my father was a jazz musician, Joe Thomas, and he
Yes.
recorded 9 albums, and he was just a maestro.
Awesome.
And he had this incredible gift of the written and the spoken word. And I
Wow.
think that's where I get the writing from.
Okay.
And so when you get the best from those two individuals, it just
Yes.
made me who I am, and I'm so grateful for them. And that's what growing up was like. Growing up was a music in the household. And if you ever read one of my novels, you'll have sort of a sway to you.
Yes.
It's like a rhythm, and it has like a pop to it, and it's poetic.
Yes.
And I hear that all the time from my readers. It's like I felt like I was listening to a song when I read this book. And
Absolutely.
I have to give my credit to my mom and dad for that. It's just natural. It just is inherent.
Love
And
it.
that's who I am. I am a beautiful product of mom and dad, first and foremost.
I love that. I love that. Miss Elissa, you're definitely dancing to the rhythm of your own beat. You definitely are. Yes, you are. So you are universally known, Miss Elissa. That is definitely no secret. You're a multimedia mogul. You're a certified life coach, a certified natural health professional with immeasurable success in all arenas, all facets of life. So if you're listening tonight and you ever thought to yourself, I cannot have it all and do it all, tonight is proof that you can. That's why Miss Elissa is here to tell you that you can and show you how to do that. Elissa, take us to the moment that you realized your God inspired dreams. What was that experience like? Or your God inspired dream?
Well, that came in several stages in life.
Okay.
And what I realized over the years was the things that you encounter the most objection on are usually the things that you have to fight through and pursue like never before, because that's the devil in the midst, and it's
Oh,
something that God wants to overcome.
that is good.
And so in retrospect, I can look back and say, um, that those confirmations about the dreams
Yeah.
came in stages. And so back in 1998, I wrote my first poetry book, and I got so many rejections for that. And
Wow.
so that's where you meet those crossroads in life,
Yes.
where you continue and you find another way, or
Yes.
you give up. Say, maybe this isn't for me. And
Absolutely.
so, for anybody out there who's listening, when you come to those moments where it seems really hard and the goal and the mountain seems insurmountable,
Yeah.
that's when you have to build that fortitude to keep going,
Come
because
on.
it's designed for you to stop.
Yes.
And so I was able to self-publish that. And then I realized, okay, well, I can do it. And maybe I don't have to go the traditional route.
Okay.
Maybe I can do this thing on my own and still make it happen.
Love it.
So you have to two things
Mhm.
when you're getting confirmation about that dream.
Okay.
You may have some adversity. That's
Oh.
good
Mm.
indication that you're onto something.
Oh.
You may have some apprehension.
Hold on, Miss
And
Elisa.
one of the biggest
Let me get my pen. I got to take these notes tonight. What you say? You said adversity
adversity,
is the
that's
number
going
one
to come.
indicator that you're on the right path.
Well, I think so. And this is why I'll tell you this,
Okay.
because a lot of times we're the last ones to know how great we are.
Oh.
So you'll run into people who want you to do well and
Yes.
succeed in life. They just don't want you to do better than them. So you
Oh,
have adversity that comes from other people. You
okay.
may have adversity that comes within your own mind.
Yes.
Uh, the key is to know that that's going to come up and to
Mm,
push right through that.
my
And
God.
you have to know, in addition to anybody else or overcoming anybody else's
Mm-hmm.
objection to you, you have to know that you're worthy. So that's the first thing. If it comes with some adversity, you
Yes.
have to push through that, because that's a good indication that your dreams are on the horizon and that you need to pursue those. And then
Yes.
the next thing would be apprehension. And
Mm.
some of us have that fear of failure. Some of us have carried so much baggage in life to where we believe that success belongs to the next person.
Ah,
And not for us, but it's for them.
wow.
And that's a lot of packing that we have to do to know that we are worthy.
Right.
And so I like to say, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Ah,
And so those two things there, when it comes with adversity and when you're apprehensive about something, just pay attention to those two things. Find the fortitude to push through that, and find the strength to climb those mountains, because the view from the mountain at the bottom of the mountain cannot
yes.
compare to the view when you hit the top of that mountain.
Ah,
And it's so worth the journey.
that is
Those
beautiful.
those are things that'll be confirmed when you know that you're dealing with a God-inspired dream.
Mm,
Here's another thing that is really important when you're seeking confirmation.
okay.
Is it going to benefit just you
Oh,
or humanity? Is it
mm,
going to help only you, or is it
wow.
going to help other people? And so what I got was that whole pain and purpose thing.
Yes.
They're really, really linked.
Mm-hmm.
And in that pain, we may not be able to understand that there's purpose in that,
Mm,
because we're consumed with the pain.
mm-hmm.
And so you have to pay attention and listen out for when God is saying, hey, that your suffering is not in vain.
Ah,
And so pain and purpose are very much linked. You have to have the strength,
mm,
you have to have faith to be able to see that. So what I was able to do, and this is part of confirmation, is take some of the pain that I had experienced in life and turn it into a purpose, so that not only I would benefit,
okay.
but people would benefit. So
Yeah.
another confirmation about your dream is, does it extend beyond you?
Oh, that's
Are you
good.
being, are you to someone
Yeah.
who you need to be, who you needed to have in your life? Are
Ah,
you that for somebody else?
yeah.
And so I think my existence in part is about providing a place where people can be free and
Mm.
people can be themselves, and I can be what I needed when I needed a me in my life. So
Ah,
those are that'll confirm it for you.
oh, that is beautiful, Elissa. Listen, whenever I'm in the midst of this, Queen, this I'm holding up my journal. I am writing and taking nuggets, and I hope that you all are doing the same. And I know this is an interview, and I'm the host, but listen, you cannot be connected to this gem and not learn, grow, and evolve. And I love it, Elissa, because that's what I feel when I'm
Mhm.
in your presence on your social media site and just connected to the work that you're doing. I feel just evolution. I too become just a better person. I'm inspired by your work and your perseverance and your story, and just everything about you is just uplifting. So thank you for sharing those tips to help us identify when we are on the right track of pursuing and living out our God inspired dreams. Somebody need to hear that tonight. That was beautifully said. So let's start first with the publishing. You mentioned just realizing that rejection was a part of the process, and deciding to use that rejection, you mentioned, as tool, as source, as power to shift gears, turning pain into purpose. And when you had that rejection, you now said, listen, I could probably, not probably, I could do this on my own and have a level of success. So why publishing? Why did you establish Peace in the Storm Publishing? Why that?
Well, you know, that goes back to that little girl that was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
Let me just try to paint a picture for you.
Okay.
So we lived on this street, Shepherd Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. And my parents had owned a three-story home. So we lived on the second floor of that home. In the back of that apartment is where I shared a bedroom.
All right.
And in the apartment, there was a little room there. You know how some apartments and some homes, you have just a small room. You're not really sure what to do with that room. It's kind of tiny, but you can do something with it. And so my father had what we called the piano room. And like I said, he's a musician, and he had a piano in there, and he had all of his sheet music, and he would write in there, and he had a saxophone, and just all of his music was made in that room. And so it was one Saturday morning, and I was sleeping. I knew that I would have to get up to get my cereal and my cartoons and get my day started. But during that time, I heard this melody. And it was such a beautiful melody. It got me out of the bed. And I got up and I tracked the melody, and I said, that must be coming from Dad in the piano room. So I put my slippers on, I left my bedroom, and I walked up to the piano room. And I said, Dad, what are you playing? This is new. And he said, Pumpkin, this is a new song. It's called Peace in the Storm.
Oh, beautiful.
And I'm going to tell you something, Dr. Faith.
Yes.
That was the first time that I felt the presence of God.
Wow.
And I think I was about 8 years old at the time. It was just something that came over me. Even at a young age, it got me out of the bed.
Yes.
In the storm, and he played the melody again. It was so soul stirring. And in retrospect, because hindsight is 2020, I said that was the presence of God there.
Yeah.
And it had such an impact on me when he read the words to the song. I just felt so moved. And that really started me to write, because I felt the power of those words, and I felt the power of the sound. And so sometimes on Facebook, you'll hear me say, words and sounds are my life. And that's where that came from. And that's where the title, the name of the company, Peace in the Storm Publishing, came from. It's from my father's song that I heard over 30 years ago.
Elissa, that couldn't be more perfect. That couldn't be more perfect. It's like you were just walking in it at the age of 8. And imagine it has taken you to the time when you actually launched your coaching, your publishing firm from 8, inspired at 8, and knowing that it was something unique that you were called to do. So Peace in the Storm Publishing. Tell us about the company. Who are your target audience, and what services do you provide?
Well, you know, I'm a traditional small press. I do provide self-publishing services for people who need that, but the focus of the company is to publish those who may have gotten rejected, or new authors seem to come our way quite a bit. And then we have our veteran authors, and we even have some mainstream that will inquire because they see how hard we go as far as marketing and promotions, and just that one care that we have, and that concern we have about the future of books and writing and the written word and the quality of the work that we put out. We publish many genres. I mean, I write in multiple genres. I write romance, I write erotica, I write poetry. I'll be publishing self-help under the Dr. Elissa brand. But we have Cheryl Lacey Donovan, who does inspirational. We have Cheryl Gordon Love. She's a Christian fiction author. We have Cherubim Joy. We even have children's books. So we cover a wide array of books, and they're all designed. And people may take objection to this, but they're all designed to give your soul a bit of a rise, even in erotica books. I mean, you know, there's always a message in what we put on, and we just want to be very responsible with that word. And so that's the goal of the company.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't mention money or sales or anything like that. I
Absolutely.
think when you're doing things that are about purpose and
Yes.
things that are honoring a higher calling, those other things fall into place. So that's the goal, is to put out good quality work to reach the masses that's going to do something within that reader.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now, as an award-winning author and publisher with dozens of accolades, Miss Elissa, and features in nationally and internationally known magazines, newspapers, is there a specific recognition that you are particularly proud of? It could be yourself, or one of your publishers.
Hmm. A good question. You know, I think the accolades that I'm most proud of are maybe the things that I don't post or no one knows about.
Okay.
And so let me give you an example of that. And don't get me wrong. Well, let me start here.
Okay.
Having USA Today recommend Eye of the Beholder
Yes.
as a must-read romance was really a big deal, because they don't do that for independent Black women writers very often.
True.
So professionally speaking, that was awesome.
Yes.
But I'll tell you something. I just started talking about the natural journey and the life coaching and things like that, because I felt like that was my soul work, and that was between me and God.
Okay.
So most people say, oh, you do that too? And I say, well, yeah, I don't talk about it a lot, but I'll tell you something.
Sure.
In 2019, that was a really monumental year, because I prevented 5 suicides.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not a therapist. I have a degree in psychology, but I'm not a therapist. But those people felt enough of me and trusted me enough to talk about the darkest moments in their life. So I won't post that on social media often, because I don't think it's appropriate. But that's something that I consider an accolade, is that the people would have enough trust in me to extend their life.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
So you love all the awards. I love all the books. Eye of the Beholder is my baby. USA Today is like, you know, I just want to dust my shoulders off when I talk about it. But that's one of the things that means the most. And also another thing on the soul work side is when someone tells me, you know, I no longer have type 2 diabetes because of your help. Beautiful. Or I've lost 50 pounds, or I watch you lose weight, or watch you work out. You know, I lost 100 pounds or something like that. I just get a kick out of that, because it goes back to what we talked about earlier, and how your life is not just for you.
Absolutely.
You want to take a situation, you want to encounter a friendship or a relationship, and you want to leave situations and relationships better than you found them. And so that's what that falls under.
So we're going to now talk about your magazines and the publications, in addition to your publishing house, that you successfully work on. I had the honor of being featured in Real Life, Real Faith magazine. So I want to thank you for that. So I know firsthand the quality of work that you produce. As president of Real Life, Real Faith Media, and publisher of 5 magazines, whose story do you seek to share, and why?
We reached out to you because of the work that you do.
Oh, thank you.
You change lives as well. And so we do feature celebrities and well-known people, but what about those unsung heroes that's out in the trenches doing the work?
Come on.
This is the brainchild of Cheryl Lacey Donovan, and she asked me to come on to be publisher.
Okay.
And so that was focus over the years. I mean, we interviewed the parents of Trayvon Martin. We have gone from that to reverends. We've gone from that to evangelists, and then we go back to the wife of Marvin Gaye and Jermaine Jackson and Tito Jackson. I mean, we've done so much, but we wanted to make sure that we interviewed people like Dr. Thomas. He's on my Facebook page, and he's a chaplain down in Camden, New Jersey. Now, this man is battling sarcoidosis, but he still takes time to go down in that I'm sorry, his name is Dr. Hamilton.
Okay.
And he still takes time every week to go down into the hood in Camden, New Jersey, and help those drug addicts and those alcoholics and women on the street. And he does that work. So we had to put him on the cover. We had to put a spotlight on this man who's doing so much work while he's battling an illness within his own body.
Absolutely.
And so that's really what it's about. Is you may not have heard of these people, but we want you to know who these people are, because they're doing real work and they're changing lives on an amazing level, where they're changing souls and spirits, and they're really taking people out of the gutter, so to speak, and to give them some hope and give them something to look forward to. And so when it's possible, that's where I go to first, are the unsung heroes doing real work in the community, so we can give them some shine, and we can give them some kudos and congratulations, and just let them know we see you and we recognize you and we appreciate the work you're doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And congratulations on your recent launch of Elissa Gabrielle Naturals. Can you tell us about your hair care products? And I know futuristically you are going and taking this places, Miss Elissa, and I've been seeing your features and your brand. So share with us, what is it about now, hair care? I mean, you're a multimedia mogul, a woman of many gifts and talents, who's effectively and efficiently using them all to transform people's lives. Why hair care?
Oh, well, listen, so people were like, okay, what is this? This is just something else that you're going to do and excel at. But I'll tell you the story behind
it.
Okay. And this is part of the soul work. So years ago, when my mom was sick, she was sick with cancer.
Okay.
And this was before I was just studying natural and holistic health and wellness. So I didn't have enough knowledge at that time to know how to navigate my way around cancer. I do a little bit better now, but I didn't then. And so my mom at the time, she was our hero. She was our savior. So when she got sick, we just didn't know what to do.
Okay.
And during her sickness, it was an 18-month journey. During her sickness, she wanted to stay with me in my home. And so I brought her here. And so, you know, when she had the chemo, she would have something called a chemo crash. We had to ride in the back of an ambulance and go back and forth to the hospital. Just a horrific experience for her. And I didn't know it, because I'm so strong and I'm so resilient. I didn't know that I was crumbling on the inside. And so we were in the emergency room. And at the time, I couldn't do my hair, makeup, or nothing. I was just taking care of Mom. And I would wear these like nice scarves. And my scarf had slipped. And I was in the bathroom, and then I noticed right here, this whole part of my hair was gone.
No.
It was Wow. And so when we got my mom stable, I went to a couple of doctors, and I said, okay, my hair is falling out. What's going on? And so I kid you not, I went to 5 doctors total. One doctor said, okay, you have female pattern baldness. One doctor said, okay, it's stress. One doctor said it's alopecia. And another doctor said, well, let's test for whatever test they wanted to go through. And I'm the type of woman, when you tell me no, I'm going to find a way to make that a yes.
Absolutely.
And so every one of those 5 doctors said, well, their hair is gone, their hair isn't coming back. And I said, that can't be, that can't be accurate. I'm only in my 30s, and how am I suffering from, hair loss? And so I took matters into my own hands. I started blending up oils and things, and I was researching and what works on hair and what doesn't, and what this could be coming from. Ultimately, it was the stress. It was a broken heart. We don't realize as Black women, we can take on so much and do so well in the process, but on a cellular level, we're dying at an alarming rate because we're carrying the world on our shoulders.
Absolutely.
And so I manifested in losing my hair. And so I had been working with different oils and different creams and mixing shea butters and everything, and figuring out what worked for my hair. And so I did. And I just kept using the formulas that I made, and I grew my hair back in, which
Awesome.
every one of the 5 doctors said, you're not going to grow that hair back.
Right.
And I still have, sometimes this gets a little thin, but
Okay.
when I tell you this was George Jefferson,
What?
and this part here was no part, it was like a freeway here. It
What?
was gone. It was
Oh
gone.
man.
And so
Mm.
I decided years after developing this,
Yes.
you have to provide this to people who are suffering. And so
Absolutely.
that goes back to what we talked about. You just don't keep this for yourself. If
Mm-mm.
this worked for you, somebody else is going through this type of hell.
Right.
So it was a few years after I had let a couple people use the product and just sent it to them in little bottles, and it worked. And then I decided, you know what? Let's make this available, the
Okay.
first 2 products, for people who are Black women in particular, who are having slow growth or breakage or some type of alopecia or whatever the case may be. Let me just make these 2 things available.
Yes.
I wanted to launch a whole bunch of stuff at once, and I said, no, we have to deal with the problem at hand. You see these memes and you see all these jokes about Black women and their edges, or you don't have no edges. It's just
True.
really disgusting the way that we do our own people.
Hello.
And I said, I'm going to provide some solutions here and not be
Thank
a part
you.
of that problem.
Thank you.
And just behave like a responsible adult that cares about my people.
That's all.
So we put that out, and it's been out since June of this year. It's done well. I mean, I'd like to see 1 million sales a week, but I have
Yes.
repeat people, and they're like, oh my God, I haven't had hair in years. And they're growing their hair
What?
back. So Elissa Gabrielle Naturals was born out of that severe heartbreak and that
Ah,
pain, but helping people. As you can see, I have grown
come on
my
now.
hair. I shaved my head when it was bald. I said,
Yes.
you know what, let me just shave it off. And a lot of my family don't even know because I was wearing those scarves. I shaved my head when she
Ah,
was going through chemo.
okay.
And when I went bald in certain patches of my hair, I was bald. I just shaved it. And I
Okay.
did that a few times. And I grew my hair in with a lot of blood, sweat,
Wow.
years and tears and everything else. So I wanted to make that available for any other woman that was suffering in that type of way.
And you know what? The journey to this product is unbelievable. And Elissa, that's a woman's worst nightmare, to have hair loss. That's one of the things. And you're right. It starts with the edges, or if it's genetically or stress or something that causes that hair loss. But another great example of how you have taken your pain and turned it, channeled it into purpose is amazing. That is amazing with what you're doing, and I'm gonna believe God for 1 million sales per month for you. You said it already, so I come in agreement with you and believe God for those sales to start rolling in. For those who are listening tonight and need some help with your hair growth. And Elissa just said she's had clients without hair for years, and this product is helping them regrow their hair. And I've seen some testimonials. Where can those who are listening tonight uh, go to see those testimonials of the women that you post about their regrowth story?
Absolutely. Well, we have the website, ElissaGabrielleNaturals.com.
Okay.
If you have Etsy, you can type in Elissa Gabrielle Naturals. On Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, Elissa Gabrielle Naturals, and you'll see a lot of the information rotates on all of those social media pages. And if you go to the website, you can send me an email, fill out the contact page. I'll reach out to you as well. We're running a Black Friday special, and I'm going to extend that all the way through
Thank you.
December. So even though we've passed that, the special is still going to go through. So yeah, you can look on social media and just type in Elissa Gabrielle Naturals, and it'll bring you there. You'll see some before and afters, which are pretty compelling.
Yes.
One of my before and afters there. So, we want you to know that the product is real and it's handmade, and it's not something that is just, we put a label on it. It's real, and it's good quality ingredients, and it works because, I use it and so many other people use it, and you'll see their testimonies and you'll see the pictures and they don't lie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so happy for you with the work that you're doing and just the lives that you're impacting. What's your future plans with Elissa Gabrielle Naturals? Where do you go from here?
Well, we're going to continue with the two products until I feel that we reached a level where everybody knows about this to grow your hair back. And
Okay.
then I'd like to go into skincare, and I've been testing out some things with turmeric and some papaya and all that for the clear skin and the dark spots, and shampoos and conditioners, a hair mask I've been working on. So I think sometime in mid to late 2021 we're going to be looking at launching some more products. So
Awesome.
I would say some more things for the hair.
Okay.
And then we go into skincare. I think some supplements and some detoxes might work under that naturals line. And
Yes.
so, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, is maybe a full body thing at some point where we'll take care of you from head to toe.
Oh,
Right now,
love that.
taking care of the sisters with the hair loss, and then we'll move into the other
Miss
products.
Elissa, we all know the great work that you're doing. What is that one thing that in your lifetime you realize you have to constantly brace yourself and just prepare for as you live out your God inspired dreams? Those obstacles, those things that you're very mindful and prayerful about that does not prevent and hinder you from, or anyone in life from moving forward.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. I follow this. A couple things.
Hmm.
I like to say, with anything that comes up, it's all good and it's all God.
Okay.
I also say that I prepare for the worst, but always pray for the best.
Absolutely.
Um, in regards to fear and things like that,
Hmm.
I I decided that when I first loved my parents, right?
Yes.
I could not imagine life without them. I just knew that I was not going to be able to live.
Hmm.
And I had this really amazing relationship with my dad.
Okay.
And I told my husband when we met, I said that if my father goes before me, you're gonna have to really, really take care of me because I'm not gonna be any good.
Oh,
And because I was able to survive his
yeah.
death, I just feel like there's nothing that I can't not accomplish, and
Absolutely.
nothing really bothers me, and I
Mhm.
fear nothing.
Absolutely.
We have this one life that we have to live, and we have to ride it till the wheels fall off. And so
Absolutely.
that's my attitude about life: is whatever comes, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to ask God to guide my steps, and I'm going to get through it.
Yes.
I will throw in the naturopathic side of things, though.
Okay.
And this is one of the things that I'm really, really passionate about.
Okay.
When it comes to our health, as Black people, we have to do better, but
Mm,
we have the tools to do better.
very good.
And this is why I'm such a proponent of natural health and
Yes.
holistic health and well-being, is
Beautiful.
because we have the tools to prevent so many things that people have convinced us that just carries in our bloodline.
Wow.
And we, with a badge of honor, and say, well, I have high blood pressure, my dad had it, or I
Ah,
have diabetes, my auntie and them had it.
you're
But
speaking.
now, holistic health and
Yes.
with natural care, if you just get with the right people and do your research, we can extend our lives through
Yes.
prevention. And so I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely.
I would like to focus on prevention and taking care of our health. We need to have the mindset
Mhm.
that the generational curses stop with us,
Ah,
and we have to teach our next generation better. And we have
yes.
the tools to do that.
Ah, I love that. I love that. And as you're talking, I'm thinking about those things that are predominantly in the African American community: the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the issues with regulating their sugar levels within their bodies, the weight and obesity, and those things that were inherited because of diet and eating lifestyle and just different things. Like you said, they're all preventative.
Yeah.
There's things that we can do to prevent from going to the far end of the spectrum. Yes, I believe you'll still be at high risk if it runs
Mhm.
within your family line, but
Yeah.
you could prevent half of the things, if not all, right, of those illnesses and things that happen in our
Yes.
lives and in general. So thank you for that and your work to ensure that that stops with us. We can make
Yeah.
that discontinue and not happen further in our generation. Miss Elissa, let me tell you something. I could interview and talk with you all day. And what I would love to give you just the time to do is you have done it throughout the interview, but what advice specifically would you
Mhm.
give that person who's listening tonight and they want some inspiration? I usually am surrounded with people who focus on one particular thing. So I know I'm paired with that person or in that we're in each other's lives too. I get from them what I need and I share with them, what it is they need. So I work with a lot of people who are just singletons. They're not multi-talented, faceted because they're afraid. They just want to focus on one area and just live their life as they do that and
Mhm.
question me to death on why you do so much, why you got to publish, why you got to write, why you have a business, why you got to coach, why you got to launch classes and all that stuff. They just want to question me why instead of just taking the opportunity to launch out. So what would you say to that person listening tonight who's just being inspired that, man, I could do this too. I could step out on my dreams and watch God make it happen. What would you say to that person?
No, well, I would say a few things. Number one, know that you are entitled and you are worthy to pursue those dreams. Number two, I would say, like I said earlier, feel that fear, and it's okay to be afraid, but to push past that and know again that you are worthy to have the desires of your heart. I will say what is really, really important is to surround yourself with people who are not doing worse than you, but
Okay.
that are maybe 10, 12 steps ahead of you so that you will be inspired by what you have surrounded yourself with. And then we all hear that, the five people that's closest to you are the most important. And that's really, really true. So you have to examine your network and your nucleus and see what you have surrounded yourself with. So if you look at the five people that are closest to you and you are inspired, that is a beautiful thing. If you are not inspired, then you are living in a cage and you have to break out of that cage. I read something the other day where Tyler Perry said, have people meet you at your worth. And that's really important to be able to get to the next level is that you have to have people in your life that meet you at your worth. And the reason why I can say that is because a long time in my life, I didn't. And so what you see now is a product of me getting myself out of that cage
Mm.
of disinformation and things poured into my spirit that weren't necessarily true, or just having the wrong people around me where I could not soar. You have to fight like hell to get out of that cage. Surround yourself with books and ideas and television and reading on the things that you want to pursue. And then I think this is the most important thing. Have a clean and pure heart when you're in pursuit of your dreams. You never want to prove anybody wrong. And I don't care how much they wronged you. The only thing you should be focusing on is proving yourself right. In addition to that, is to find a good mentor that is willing to take you on to help you step up to those levels that you desire.
Listen, listen. This is amazing. I love that. You guys get out of the box. Get out of the box. Get you a good mentor and make this life happen. I love it, Elissa. We are concluding this interview. And again, Elissa Gabrielle, I want to thank you so much for making time today to just stop by the Empowerment Studios and just talk with us tonight about your journey to living your God inspired dreams. Thank you for taking a moment to inspire so many people tonight to step out on faith and to live theirs as well. I know you shared the website for your natural hair care line. Can you also share information for those who might be interested in publishing or connecting with you on a professional level as well?
Sure, absolutely. I like to tell people in these interviews, and it's just me being silly, but it's the truth.
Uh-huh.
I like to tell people that I'm Googleicious. So if you type in Elissa Gabrielle, you're going to find me. You
I
can
love
type
it.
in Elissa Gabrielle on LinkedIn, on
Yes.
Facebook, I'm there, on Twitter, on Instagram, I'm there. You can go to elissagabrielle.com, peaceinthestormpublishing.com, and one of those things is going to get you to me. So I'm
Love it.
easily accessible. And on a professional level, you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn, anything publishing. Just go to peaceinthestormpublishing.com or type that in on Facebook or just a general Google search and you'll find me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, R. Googleicious. I love that. So thank you for your time tonight, guys. Listen, this has been another amazing interview. Be sure to take advantage of Miss Elissa Gabrielle's Black Friday. She has extended it, especially for our guests tonight, until December. So hop on and make sure you catch those hair care products that she just referenced tonight and the wonderful reads that she has published and produced. And stay connected because we're going to keep it going until I hear that it's time to stop interviewing powerhouses like Miss Elissa Gabrielle. I'm going to continue to bring to the platform individuals who can show you not just talk the talk, but they are walking the walk, and they could teach you and show you how to do exactly what it is that they're doing. And I always get nuggets and tips during these interviews. And y'all, as you could see, I have my journal. I don't play. I was taking notes from Miss Elissa Gabrielle on how she turned her pain into purpose because I'm inspired by her. So continue